Cold nights will expose every weakness in your setup, and a diesel heater is one of those things that either becomes your favorite piece of gear or the biggest regret you ever bought into your rig. And so let's cut through the hype and actually break down what these heaters do and how they perform in the real world and whether they're worth your money or just another overhyped YouTube trend. A diesel heater is essentially a compact forced air heater that burns diesel fuel to generate heat, and it's commonly used in vans, trucks, RVs, garages, and even tiny homes because it's cheap to run and relatively efficient and doesn't rely on propane or electric heat, which can be limiting or expensive depending on your setup. And the core components are pretty simple. If you got a combustion chamber, whether the diesel burns, a glow plug that ignites the fuel, a fuel pump that meters precise amounts of diesel, a fan that pushes air across the heat exchanger, and an exhaust system that vents fumes outside, keeping the heated air completely separate from the combustion gases, which is critical for your safety. And when you turn it on, the glow plug heats up, the pump starts ticking, and the fuel atomizes and ignites. And within a few minutes, you're getting a steady stream of hot air that can make a freezing space feel comfortable pretty fast. And let's talk performance because this is where people either get impressed or disappointed depending on expectations. Most common units are rated between 2 kilowatts and 5 kilowatts, and those numbers are actually matter more than people realize. A 2 kilowatt unit is great for a small van or an enclosed space, while a 5 kilowatt can heat a large RV or a garage, but bigger isn't always better because oversized heaters tend to short cycle, meaning they turn on and off frequently instead of running steadily, which can lead to carbon buildup and reduced efficiency over time. And in real world use, a properly sized diesel heater can easily maintain comfortable temperatures even when it's well below freezing outside. And one of the biggest advantages is how dry the heat feels compared to propane heaters, which produce moisture as a byproduct of combustion and can lead to condensation issues. Diesel heaters, on the other hand, vent exhaust externally, so the air inside stays much drier, which is a huge deal if you're living in a small space where moisture can quickly become a problem. And fuel efficiency is another major selling point. This is where diesel heaters shine. At lower point settings, many units will only consume around zero point 0.1 to zero point 0.2 liters of diesel per hour, which means you can run them all night on relatively small amount of fuel without worrying about constantly refilling. And even at tighter settings, they're still pretty efficient compared to other heating options. And diesel fuel itself is widely available, relatively stable for storage, and often cheaper than propane depending on your location. Power consumption is also low with these units, which makes these heaters ideal for off grid setups. And most units draw a higher wattage during startup due to the glow plug. But once running, they typically settle into a low draw that can easily be handled by a basic battery setup, making them popular with van lifers and people running solar systems. Installation is where things start to get a little bit more complicated, though. And this is one of the biggest pain points for the beginners. You need to mount the heater securely and route the exhaust safely inside. Install an intake for combustion air and run fuel lines from your tank to the heater and wire everything properly to your power source. It's not rocket science, but it does require attention to detail because mistakes can lead to serious issues like exhaust leaks or poor combustion. And the exhaust system in particular needs to be installed correctly with proper clearances and heat shielding because it gets extremely hot. It can be a fire hazard if done wrong. Noise is another factor that people often underestimate too. The fan produces a steady hum, and the fuel pump creates a ticking sound that can be very noticeable, especially at night in a quiet environment. Some people don't mind it, while others find it annoying enough to look for other ways to dampen or isolate the noise, such as mounting the pump on rubber or relocating it further away from sleeping areas. Reliability is a mixed bag, though, depending on the quality of the unit you buy. Higher end models tend to have better components, more consistent performance, and fewer issues with things like carbon buildup or sensor errors, while cheaper units can still work well, but may require more maintenance and occasional troubleshooting. And carbon buildup is something you need to be aware of, regardless of the heater you choose, though. Running the heater on low settings for extended periods can cause incomplete combustion, leading to soot accumulation inside the chamber, which can eventually reduce efficiency or cause startup issues. And the best way to prevent this is to occasionally run the heater at a higher setting to burn off the deposits and keep the system clean. Safety too is obviously a big concern anytime you're dealing with the combustion. And diesel heaters are generally safe when installed and used correctly, but they're not something you want to take lightly, though. Proper ventilation, a correctly installed exhaust, and a carbon monoxide detector are absolutely essential when you have these. The good news is that because the combustion process is sealed and vented outside, the risk of carbon monoxide entering your living space is low if everything is set up properly, and that if is doing a lot of work. So don't cut corners here. Another thing worth mentioning is altitude performances too. At higher elevations, the thinner air can affect combustion and leading to less efficient burning and the potential issue with soot buildup. Some heaters, yep, I'm burping. Some heaters come with altitude adjustment features or settings, but not all of them do. So if you plan to use one in mountainous areas, this is something you should definitely look into before buying. And maintenance is relatively straightforward, but it's not optional either. You'll need to check the fuel lines, clean or replace filters, inspect the combustion chamber periodically, and make sure your everything is functioning as it should. Neglecting maintenance can lead to reduced performance and potential failures. So it's not a set it and forget it type of system. If you want it to last, cost is another reason these heaters have exploded in popularity. Compared to built-in RV heating systems or high-end alternators, diesel heaters are often significantly cheaper up front, and their operating costs are low, making them an attractive option for budget-conscious setups. And that being said, you get what you pay for to some extent. And while budget units can perform surprisingly well, they may lack the refinement, durability, and support of most expensive models. So, are diesel heaters actually worth it? For a lot of people, and the answer is yes, especially if you're living in a van, working in a garage during the winter, or need a reliable off grid heating solution. They're efficient and relatively affordable and capable of producing a serious amount of heat for their size. But they're not perfect. Installation can be intimidating, noise can be an issue, and maintenance is required to keep them running smoothly. If you're expecting a completely silent, maintenance free, plug and play experience, you're going to be disappointed. But if you're willing to put in the effort to install and maintain it properly, a diesel heater can completely transform your cold weather setup and make conditions what would otherwise be unbearable, not just tolerable, but actually comfortable. And at the end of the day, the value of a diesel heater comes down to your specific needs. If your willingness to handle the install and upkeep and your expectations going in, if you understand what it is and what it isn't, it's one of the most practical upgrades you can make for the cold environments. And that's why so many people swear by them. And once they've dialed in their setup, it can be very beneficial and a lot warmer than being, freezing out in the middle of the winter. Thanks for watching today. If you found value in today's video, please subscribe. Without you, I can't grow this channel, and I plan on being here for a very long time. And subscriptions are what I need right now until I get to 1,000 at least. Thanks for watching today, and also check out this video to the right. May help you on your off-grid tiny house journey. Also comment down below. I try to respond to every positive comment that I possibly can, and if it's negative, have a good day.